Hey guys, it's Essence. I hope you guys all had a great holiday and a great beginning to your 2020. I am just so blessed and feeling so grateful and thankful for all the support that we gained in 2019. And I'm really looking forward to the next year to see what this year has for me and for the team. So thanks again for those that have been supporting us since the beginning. And if you're a new listener or follower, thank you. So excited that you're watching us. Just take a second to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the things. It gives us some more reach and more support, which is really awesome. And then also leave comments if you have things that you want us to talk about, things that you really like. All those things are definitely welcome. So that's awesome. So in my last video, focused on wrapping up 2019, I mentioned and made a little plug for this video, just about how we're gonna kind of take some of those lessons that we've learned through 2019 and the years prior and take them into being our best selves in this next year. So if you know me personally, you know one thing that I love to say all the time is living my best life. And one reason that I love to say that is because I am really passionate about having a good time and having fun. And one thing that makes me, feel like I'm living my best life and having the most fun I can is accomplishing stuff. I'm not really having a good time when I'm sitting there and feeling like I'm not really productive or getting anything done. And so today I just want to share with you guys 5 ways that I've found to make accomplishing my goals a little bit easier. And hopefully you can take these into some of the goals you may have already set or that you're thinking about setting and making yourself the most successful you can be. So 5 things. So the first thing that has helped me to make my goals more achievable is making them visible. So for the first time ever in my entire life, I'm so excited. I started a vision board this year. My mom got me this really big cork board for Christmas, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to make a vision board, and it's going to be awesome. So that's what I did. I sat down over this past week and kind of went through some magazines that I had. I cut out pictures, quotes, pictures, things like that, of things that I want to see manifest in 2020. Now you may wonder, why do I have to make a vision board? That's a little much, that's too much of my time. And no, you don't need to do that. But I would highly, highly, highly recommend having them visible in some way, shape, or form. This is because if you're like me, you have a short attention span and you forget stuff. So by keeping things visible, I can remind myself on a daily basis, oh yeah, I want to work on that. Some other ways that I've tried to make my goals visible are changing the background on my phone with a quote or a verse or a word or a picture, something that reminds me what I'm working towards. Just having that short reminder every time I look at my phone can give me focus and relax, when I feel like I'm getting off track or disorganized. Same thing with writing in my planner. If you use a planner, I love stickers and quotes and having my friends, family write me notes and things like that right inside my planner. So when I'm having a bad day at work or I really just don't feel like doing anything, seeing those messages can be really helpful for me to remember what I'm working on and what my goals are. And also keeping that inspiration and encouragement visible in times where I don't have it to give it to myself. So yeah, whatever that is, if that's putting it on a vision board, putting it on your phone, putting it in a place that you go all the time, whatever that is, put your goals in a place that you can see them so that you don't forget them. So the first one, visible. The second one is a word that I made up a couple minutes ago, and that word is breakdownable. For me, I can get very overwhelmed if I have a goal and there are it's just this huge thing that I don't even know where to start, and that really makes me kind of procrastinate and not move forward. So for those of you that don't know, I am in graduate school. I'm currently working on my dissertation. It's kind of the last big researchy thing that I have to do to get my doctorate. And oh my goodness, for someone with ADHD who likes to have a good time, who likes to kind of do what I want to do, a dissertation doesn't really fit into that box of things that I enjoy. And so one way that I have had to like capture and kind of tackle and break down this whole paper thing is by making it breakdownable. So for different goals, that can mean different things. But whatever it is, you have to find a way to break that big goal into smaller chunks. So that could be, each day I'm going to work on this thing, or each month I'm going to save this amount of money, or I'm going to go to the gym this many days a week. Whatever it is, you need to break down that big goal into smaller steps that you can accomplish. Because as you accomplish those smaller things, you can see yourself getting closer to your goal. You can feel better because you're like, oh my God, I'm doing the thing, and it's awesome. And it's easier to just not get as overwhelmed by this big mountain of goal that you have in front of you, which makes it more likely that you'll actually work on it. There's smaller little accomplishments. So when your goals are breakdownable, you are more likely to accomplish them. The third thing is accountable. And this one's not necessarily about your goal, but it's more about you. For me, I am kind of like a people pleaser. I do well when I tell somebody about something that I want to work on. So one thing that I always say, and I'm sure the people around me get like really annoyed, but I say it anyway, is intention precedes behavior. And what that means is if I set the intention that I'm going to do something, I am much more likely to actually do it. But I have issues with being accountable to myself at times. So by telling another person, if that's my mom or that's my close friends, if that's my sisters, coworkers, whoever it is, if I say, I have the intention to do this, a lot of times they'll ask me about it, and other times I'll be like so nervous that they're gonna ask me about it that I actually do the thing because, I don't want to have to go back and tell them like, oh, I didn't do that. So keeping yourself accountable to your goals is another way to make it more likely that you'll actually do them. The fourth thing is flexible. So let's say, we get out of the honeymoon phase of goal setting right around the beginning of February, and your goals are visible, but you've kind of like stacked things on top of them so you don't really see them, but they're there. You have like gone through the whole process of breaking them down. You've been accountable and all those things, but like, it's not working. And you're like, you know what, like, let me just throw the whole goal away. That is one method. But another way is to revise your goal. So something I found for myself is there are going to be times where I mess up. There are going to be times where I fall off. There are going to be times where like I just don't want the thing that I thought I wanted anymore. But rather than just throwing the whole goal away, I've tried to look at them and be like, well, how can I change this to fit what my new goals are? And that's where flexible comes in. So let's say, going to the gym every single day was not it. Like, that's just not realistic for you. You can change it because it's your goal. And don't feel guilty about changing things because you're going to have to figure out what works for you. And that's what's going to make it actually achievable. If you set this really like high expectation and then you find yourself really overwhelmed and feeling like you can't do it, but you don't change it, you're just going to continue to feel overwhelmed and inferior and unable to do the things that you want to do. So make sure that you allow for flexibility in your goals. And the last thing, and my favorite thing, because like I said, I like to have a good time, is your goals need to be make funnable, which is another made-up word. And what I mean by this is, for me, by the time that, the honeymoon phase has kind of completed itself and my goals are no longer fun to me, I'm kind of getting bored, I've maybe made some tweaks, but still just like not feeling it, I have to find a way to make this fun. So some examples of ways you can do that is add in a friend or a person that really like has a good time. So maybe if your goal, it's cooking dinner instead of eating out, then throw on some good music that you really like. Invite a friend to come over and cook with you. Maybe if you have kids, like do it with them. Something that's going to make it more enjoyable for you will make it more likely that you're actually going to do it. If it's going to the gym, maybe shake up your routine. Rather than running on the treadmill, maybe try a workout class or something like that. If it's doing a dissertation, maybe drink some wine or go to a different coffee shop, something like that that's going to kind of spice up the everyday kind of boring part of achieving your goals and make it something that you enjoy doing. Will help you to keep doing it because you like it. So these are some things that just to keep in mind as we're going into 2020, trying to reach some of these goals that I would encourage you to incorporate into your goal setting. So making sure that your goals are visible, breakdownable, that you're accountable, that your goals are flexible, and that they're make funnable so you can have a good time while you're achieving these goals. I wish you all good luck. If you have extra tips or ideas, ways that you've helped yourself to achieve your goals, please leave those in the comments. Again, thank you so much for your support, and I'm really excited about some of the things that are coming our way in 2020. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.